All right, let's get right into it. Now, whether you're here with your book club, digging into the kinds of stories we tell, or maybe you're a professional athlete trying to figure out how your own story gets told, we're about to explore something fascinating. We're diving into a brilliant essay by David Foster Wallace that gets at how the athletes we admire the most can also, weirdly, break our hearts.
And it all boils down to this one simple, kind of frustrating question. Why is it that these people, these incredible humans who can do things on a field or a court that seem almost superhuman, so often write memoirs that are, well, just completely dull? You've probably felt this, right? You pick up a book by one of your heroes, you're so excited, and then you're just let down. We're going to unpack exactly why that happens.
So to really get to the heart of this, we need a case study. And Wallace gives us the perfect one: the tennis prodigy Tracy Austin and her memoir, Beyond Center Court. This book, it's the perfect example of everything that's so tempting about these memoirs, and everything that can be so deeply, deeply disappointing.
Just listen to that for a second. Read it. That's Tracy Austin describing what should be the absolute peak of her life. Winning the US Open as a teenager. A 16-year-old, it's this world-changing, monumental moment, and the way she describes it is simply, "I was thrilled." Wallace actually calls this line haunting, because it just feels so dead. It captures the whole letdown of the book in one sentence.
And it doesn't stop there. The book is just littered with lines like this. I mean, it's a total cliché, right? It's something you expect to hear in a quick post-game interview, not in a book that's supposed to be a deep personal reflection. It tells us something we already know, but it gives us absolutely zero real insight into what that mental fine-tuning actually feels like from the inside.
And that's the real problem here. The book fails because it feels like there's nobody home, you know? It's like picking up the phone and hearing a dial tone. Instead of getting a real, feeling, thinking person on the other end, we just get this generic praise for every single person she's ever met. All of it delivered in this prepackaged PR language that's designed to hide feelings, not reveal them. So that leads to the next big question. If these books are often so, well, lifeless, why on earth do they sell millions and millions of copies? Why do we, as fans, as readers, keep coming back, hoping that this time, this book will be the one? The answer, it turns out, is all about what we're actually searching for. The thing is, we buy these books because we are absolutely desperate to get a peek inside the magic. Think about it. In a world that's so complicated and messy, their success is crystal clear. It's right there in the stats. We see these athletes as something more than human, this exquisite hybrid of animal and angel, and we just want to understand that genius. We want the secret recipe, the key to how they do what they do.
And this is the real tragedy of her book. Because Tracy Austin's life was anything but boring. It was the stuff of a Greek epic. A meteoric rise to being the best on the entire planet, and then a total, devastating collapse because of injuries and just terrible luck. All before most of us have even figured out our college major. That is a profound story about talent and fragility and loss. A story her own memoir just couldn't tell.
So if the incredible story is there and the audience is dying to hear it, what gives? Where's the disconnect? Well, this brings us to the core idea of the whole essay, the paradox that sits right at the heart of athletic genius itself.
Now, for the professional athletes tuning in, I want you to really think about this for a second. What if the very mental state that lets you perform under insane pressure is the exact same thing that makes it impossible for you to explain it later? What if the secret to your own success is something you can't even see yourself? Just look at this breakdown. For most of us, when the pressure's on, our brains turn into this chaotic mess of internal chatter. What if I mess up? Okay, don't think about messing up. Oh great, now I'm only thinking about messing up. We get divided, we freeze up. But the great athlete's mind, under that exact same pressure, it finds silence, total presence. The person doing the thing and the thing being done, they become one. This state actually has a name. It's sometimes called no mind. It's this incredible ability to just shut off that nagging, self-doubting voice that lives in all of our heads. It's not about thinking harder, it's literally about not thinking at all. It's about letting your body, your instinct, and those thousands of hours of practice just take over. And this, Wallace argues, is the real secret.
And suddenly, all those cliches make sense. When an athlete says, "I'm just taking it one ball at a time," they're not trying to be boring or evasive. For them, that phrase isn't a description of what they're thinking, it's a command. It is a functional tool they use to achieve that state of no mind. It's not some trite saying, it's a very real, very useful instruction.
So what does this all mean for us? You know, the spectators, the book club members, the fans.
What's our role in all of this if the athletes themselves can't even articulate their own genius? Well, the conclusion is kind of beautiful and also a little bit cruel.
Wallace puts it in this absolutely perfect, devastating way. He says that the very people who receive and act out this incredible gift, they have to be by necessity blind and dumb about it. They can't see it and they can't talk about it.
And here it is, the final, crucial twist. Their inability to describe what they do isn't a side effect of their talent. It's not the price they pay for being great. It is the greatness. That silent, non-self-conscious mind is the whole point. It's the very essence of what makes them so special. They can't tell us the secret, because the secret is that there's no one in their head to tell it.
So I'll leave you with this final thought, for the book clubs and for the athletes out there. If the performers themselves are necessarily silent about their own genius, then who is responsible for telling that story? Is it up to us, the spectators, the writers, the fans? Is it our job to watch that profundity in motion and be the ones to give it a voice? It seems the deepest truths of the game can only really be seen from the sidelines. Thanks for joining me.